What's up, guys? This is Laser Monkey. Welcome back. And what is the best mini 3x3 on the market right now? Today, I'm going to be taking a look at three of the main options. This is the Cubing Classroom MoFang JiaoShi Mini Cube. This is available in sizes from 3cm keychains all the way up to this one, which is the 5cm or 50mm cube. And this is what I think is the ideal size for a small cube. Anything smaller than this isn't really that useful. This comes in at $4 for this size. This is the Dayan Zhanchi 50mm. This is a mini Dayan Zhanchi. This thing has been out for years, like over 5 years. It's a 50mm cube, and it costs about $12. So it's a little bit more expensive and probably out of date at this point. And the newest option on the market is the Valk 3 Mini. This is a replica of the Valk 3 at only 4.74 centimeters, so it's a little bit smaller than these other two cubes. And I think this one is actually a little bit too small for my taste, but I do have fairly large hands, so some of you out there may prefer this slightly smaller size. But this one is by far the most expensive at $17. So let's go over the performance of these three cubes, and then we'll get into which one I think is the best option for your money. So first off is the Cubing Classroom MoFang JiaoShi Mini 3x3, 5 centimeters. This thing is very light turning. It has very, very smooth turning, and it's very quick. There isn't much resistance when you turn the layers, which is very nice for events like one-handed where you really don't want much resistance. I will say that the cube is a little bit flimsy. Sometimes when I'm turning it, it does flop around. It is a pretty basic design, not squared off corners. It's just a standard Cubing Classroom design, so it's not too advanced, but it does the job well. It's a nice light cube, and I think this is probably the nicest cube to turn out of these three. Moving on to the mini Dayan Zhanchi. This is a classic cube. It's a bit more stable and controllable than the Cubing Classroom or MoFang JiaoShi cube. It's not the best cube. It's a little bit slower than the other two cubes. If you do lube it, it does become a little bit faster, but just know that the cube is a little bit heavier. It feels heavier than this cube. This one is very light, very hollow, whereas this one definitely feels like it has a little bit more weight, and that is, the several years of design improvement. But I'd say this is still a very nice option. Performance is excellent, very good corner cutting. And yeah, so the last option is the Mini Valk 3, and this is, if you use the Valk, if you like the Valk, this is the exact same cube, just smaller. Although I'm not sure I really like the Valk 3 for this tiny of a size. It's so small that the improvements in performance, this is by far the best performing cube out of these three. The improvements in performance aren't really that noticeable, and I haven't noticed that it really makes my solves that much better. It might actually hinder my solves, probably because of the extremely small size. So beware that this is a very small cube at 47.4 millimeters. That is a very small cube. So if you like 50mm cubes, I wouldn't say that you'll necessarily like this, but this does have excellent performance. It's very smooth. The corner cutting is the best. This is by far the most stable cube. So yeah. So the real question is it worth spending like 5 times more on this cube, 4 or 5 times more on this cube versus like this cube? It's hard to say. I think if you just want a mini cube, go for the nano cube. I mean, that's as small as it gets. Or maybe go for the Maru Mini Cube. Maru Mini Cube is a classic tiny cube. But yeah, I'd say that this is actually a very, very nice cube. This is the best value option out of these three. It's got fantastic turning. It's very smooth, and I think this is my favorite cube to solve on. and it's by far the cheapest. So I'd say this is the one I will be recommending to all of you. The Dayan Zhanchi doesn't really have a place in the market these days, I don't think. I can see people still using this just because of the feel and this stability, but it's just the difference between these two cubes is so small that I just go for this one. And lastly, the Valk. This cube is just overpriced in my opinion. I'm not saying it's overpriced, but the value you get out of this cube is not enough in my opinion to justify the price difference between these two cubes. And I just think that this is a fantastic cube. It is the best performing mini cube. So if you just want an excellent mini cube with really great performance, then this is the best option at 4.74 centimeters. But it is very small and it is very expensive at $17. So yeah, that's about it. I think that this, if you want the best cube, go with this. If you want the best value, go with this. And if you're nostalgic, I guess, go with the Dayan. So yeah, that's about it for my video on what is the best mini 3x3 these days. I'm sure this will change. I think the mini market should be expanding soon. But for now, these are the main options. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. This is Laser Monkey. Out.